Hey everyone, this is Pharaoh Silver, the Pharaoh of Beer Money Finance, back with my good friend here, Bronzedrag0n Gaming. We had been, y'all have been wanting to talk about us two together in the same video. Well, here we are again, everyone. so, um,
Well, thanks for inviting me.
yeah, we originally was gonna have him for the Beer Money Mania selection show, but outside of Atlas Earth, we don't have like much of a like crossover between each other. So there really wasn't too maybe Upland, but that's a big maybe. Well, maybe when I start teaching him about it, if he wants to learn. But anyway, today though, wanted to celebrate Bronzedrag0n Gaming's 1 year anniversary in Atlas Earth and talk to him about how he's done over that year. So we're going to go ahead and start with the hard data with that. So number of parcels, how much you've spent, actually spent in the game. We're not counting anything involving like cashback offers, like, you know, trips to restaurants or travel stuff, because you're getting something out of that is outside of the game.
Yeah.
So I don't count that as like in-game purchases, in my opinion. Would you agree with that? Would you agree with that, I think?
Well, I try to talk about it all on my videos because everybody thinks about it a little bit differently. There's some hardcore free-to-players, and they're like, yeah, if you spend any money, you're paying, you know?
Yeah.
I fall under the side. I agree with you. I was going to buy lunch anyway, so the fact that I bought at a place that also gets me Atlas bucks back, you know, it's just a win-win, right? So.
Yeah, and that's where, like, for example, like my wife and I go to Annie Ann's once a month anyway. So us going to Annie Ann's, getting Atlas bucks for it, I mean, you know, it's kind of the same deal. But yeah, so we're gonna go with the only purchases that I wouldn't count as free to play are those that only have in-game benefits. So Explorer Club, Challenge, Premium Passes, and stuff like that. That's how much I'm looking at that you've spent. So let's go with that hard data and take a look. How many parcels did you get up to this point for 1 year?
I made 1,000 parcels. That was my goal. I made 1,000 parcels in a year.
1,000?
Yes.
Okay, so in comparison, my 1 year, and I'm going 1 year as in like, I took a break. So I'm actually going to count, like take out that chunk of the break and only put in 1 year that I was active in Atlas Earth. I only had 450 parcels in my first year in Atlas Earth. So he got more than double what I did. Do you think partially, why do you think that you had been faring so much better in your first year in Atlas Earth than some of us that had only gotten about 300, 400 parcels as a mostly subscriber only player?
Yeah, I think we've talked about, you know, we talk about this amongst, you know, on the Reddit and things like this, amongst different players. And I think that there are players that come up and say, I've been playing for 2 years and I only made $7. Well, it's because, you know, you didn't do much in the game, right? I can say that myself, a good portion of this year, I lived and breathed Atlas Earth. I think a lot of the stuff I did was got a good return in Atlas bucks, and I took part in most everything you can do in the game to earn Atlas bucks, except for the travel program. So I did make a fair amount off of my referral codes as well too when I started doing videos. So.
Oh yeah, the referral codes are real nice. I think I make about, I would say, an average of almost half a parcel a day. From just those
I don't even know what the average is. I wish there was a way you could look at the system. Now that they've got it down, I don't know exactly what they're working on with it, but now that it's down, I hope they include a way to actually see what you're getting off your referrals, because up to this point, there's really no way. You can kind of generalize, well, you know, I can say that there's a little trickle of them coming in, and I see the referral, you know, here's 10 Atlas bucks from time to time, but I don't have any hard numbers on that. But I can definitely say it's helped out my play.
I see one of the big things too is that Atlas Earth has been constantly finding more ways to get people Atlas bucks for free.
Yeah,
that has been a big help. So like your 1 year, You started April 15th. So during your time, you had mini games, you had daily logins, you had
Hmm.
badge income, and all this other stuff that's available. And there were more cashback offers, and there weren't even, and there cashback bonuses as well with stuff like the Atlas Arcade,
Hmm.
Atlas Series, and all that. For my first year, we had none of that. So the
Yeah.
only thing we had was badge income toward the latter half of that.
Yeah,
We did,
the first few years of Atlas Earth were definitely hardcore,
yeah.
and it's changed a lot. And I try to express that as I'm talking about the game, because one of my key topics is that a lot of these games, they build the games, they put them out, and then that's just the way they are. They're
Yeah.
not steadily improved or anything like that. So. Um, one of the things I like is there's been so much improvement and advancement in the game, even over the last year I've played. I'm happy to see the direction the game is going in. So
Yeah, I do too. And in fact, one of those changes, and both of us put out our videos about a couple hours apart from each other, was Atlas Earth making the mini games now free with a short ad. So
yep,
I had my own feeling. So basically, eliminating the mulligan and making the ad now required, but it's a required short ad rather than an optional long one. Now,
yeah.
to this point, we haven't had any mini games as of this recording. But your thoughts on what you think, if this is a good or a bad thing with mini games?
Well, I think it's a good thing. I think they're solving two problems. First of all, they're going to get people to quit complaining about the cost of the Atlas bucks.
Yeah.
They're going to recoup a certain amount of profit back off of the mandatory ads. And there's some different ways to to look at that. I'm interested in seeing how they do the prize pools.
Yeah. Well, I think that we don't know about the prize pool as of yet. We'll have known for like a week now as of this video
Yeah.
viewing. But thinking about like the mini games for me, I mentioned that it was kind of half and half. So for me, I think it's a great thing that that they're trying to bring in and focus more on those casual players into the game. I
Yeah.
am, as far as mini games, I'm definitely more hardcore than you are. That is one thing, and that's been part of the
Yeah.
reason why I have been gaining.
It's no secret.
Yeah, I have been. I mean, I'm a former minigame champion. One time, just once, in golf, but I
That's one
will.
time more than me.
but but I still think that I if it benefits the casual players, it's going to hurt the hardcore players some, in my opinion. It's going to definitely hurt the hardcore players some in the sense that players who are normally used to being in the top 25, some of them are going to fall off some because of the luck of the draw with ads. And if the
Yeah.
ad, because they say it's a 5 second skippable ad, but now you're not a beer money enthusiast, Bronzedrag0n. So I'm gonna have to give you an example here. Cashwalk is okay. I'm gonna give you an example. Of Cashwalk. So Cashwalk is like an app that we have on here. It's one of my cornerstones where you just walk and like every 100 steps you earn like 1 coin, and you can trade these coins in for Walmart gift cards and all that. Now every 1,000 steps up to 7,000, they have a daily lucky box, and
Okay.
if you click it, they give you they're supposed to give you a 5 second skippable ad every single time.
But
But and they do starting out for the first like few boxes, but then when you get to like the fourth box, I'd say the 3,000 step box, I more often than not will get a 30 or 60 second ad where it's supposed to be a
mm,
5 second skippable. Does so like they cannot full I don't think they can fully guarantee a 5 second skip. If it is, great. If it works out that way, awesome. But you
if
know,
people get hit with longer ads during the competition,
yeah.
that could make or break.
Yeah.
Sometimes these competitions just come down to the last few matches.
Oh yeah, and especially nowadays with the challenges. So what the challenges did was make people become more active to Atlas Earth's mini games.
Yeah,
And with
definitely,
it
definitely.
has not just up to the competition of the top 500, but also up the competition of the top 25 and 50 where I used to be.
Hmm.
Um I had been talking about in a rant that I've been feeling like the mini games have been more frustrating than fun as of late. And I think it'll be a little while. It probably won't even be by the time this video has been published that I would come to a that I will be able to come to a conclusion that whether or not it is going to be fun again or if it's more frustrating. But I'm going to predict, and you can probably make a prediction if you want to. If you want to criticize me on this one, you can. That it's actually going to make things more frustrating for at least the hardcore player. Oh, there's another car going in that there.
Well, I think you're definitely going to see more competition. There's going to be more competition. More people are going to jump in who previously said, no, I'm not spending Atlas bucks on that.
Right.
You're correct. I think that a lot of people jumped in, like myself. Okay, I'll just use myself as an example. There's no secret. I don't like mini games. I see their use, and I see that if you can get good at them, you can earn a decent amount of Atlas bucks. But you have to have a decent amount of time, 1, 2, 3 hours, however long they run the competition. Plus, previously, a number of Atlas bucks saved up to be able to do the competition. My main holdback is one, the time, and two, I'm not great at them. This is like a really a brain to finger to phone type reaction time, as well as learning patterns and stuff like that. A certain argument for having a really good internet connection as well. But either way, yeah, I think it's a good thing. You'll see more competition, so it could be more frustrating. Or you could get a lot of free wins.
On the flip end, for hardcore players, it's frustrating. At your level, casual players of this game, casual minigame players of this game, you're not a casual. You are not a casual. Minigame players of this game, I'm gonna say that it will actually be a huge benefit. And honestly, I would probably throw into my guide to encourage people to play these mini games now, at least up to the challenges, because now it's not going to cost them anymore.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do. It's a lot easier to do them for the challenges because it's not going to cost you like I do. I do them strictly for the challenges, and then I don't do them any further. But I was responding to somebody in one of my videos today, and they were talking about winning the new mini games, and it's going to come down to if you're only going to get Atlas bucks if you place. So if you just want to play a few for free, it's not really going to net you anything. In other words, they took away that whole ability to get Atlas bucks out of purposefully losing and doing the mulligan. So.
Yeah, and speaking of the mulligan, so yeah, the mulligan is officially gone. So we know this for sure. As of this recording, I did do double checking, and yes, the mulligan is gone. You won't have to worry about that anymore. And I mean, I'm a little worried that this will cause a problem in their revenue a little bit. But I guess we'll know in a couple weeks' time if it helps or hurts
I'll
them.
tell you one thing.
Okay.
From what I've listened to in Manning, and his background, he is the one thing I'll say about that I have no problem saying is that he seems like a very good business person.
He is.
He has a very good level business head. He's straight and to the point. If you've ever watched him chat, you know he's too direct and to the point. I have a feeling that before they made these changes, they did the numbers 17 ways to Sunday to make sure that they're still going to come out on top. So I have no problem in saying if that change went live, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a month or so, and we'll find out. It's probably gonna be a win-win. I mean, so far, I think Manny's been batting close to 1,000 since he's arrived on the scene with Atlas Earth. So that's been. I mean, you're here on the. Yeah, I mean, he was here before you did, though. You're here a year ago. He's been around now for like almost 2 years, year and a half at least.
It seems like when I joined the game, the changes to the game and updates and the way he was changing, bringing good stuff to the game, so to speak, just started rolling. And then it kind of kicked in like midsummer, and then towards the fall, we started getting all these changes, so.
Yeah, I think part of that was, I remember them, and I don't know if we talked about this before or not, but I think I remember that there was a time that Atlas Earth was going to be a Web3 game for a
Yeah.
brief spell. It was in the very beginning. They were talking about like adding their own crypto token and stuff like that. They were using
Yeah.
heavy Web3 terms like metaverse. And I think it was around that time they started dropping a lot of that to try to make themselves
Yeah,
sound more
I mean,
mainstream.
there's been a lot of shade cast on Web3 due
Yeah.
to bad actors, so to
And we are
speak.
going to we're
Uh,
going to have a video on that very, very soon.
yeah, I
Uh,
want to make a video on that topic
yeah,
too.
Bronze and myself will be. I'm just waiting for AJ to get back from Mexico, and I'm basically the plans for that. So the plan that I'm having is you, myself, AJ, and Midblade, formerly from the Tipsy Company, now a member of Penguin Pixel Works, who will be having a discussion on Web3, and that's the four of us going to be talking about that. Probably going to be a long video, and I plan to have that out. I would say the beginning of June, and
That should be really interesting.
part of that is because on my Patreon we're going to it's going to come corresponding with my with the Beer Money Raw video on Upland, as
Yeah.
Upland will be
Well,
celebrating their
I'm going to
sixth
take a
anniversary.
slightly different look at that topic because I'm going to take that topic and I'm going to do a compare and contrast with that situation and Splinterlands, the other game I mainly cover. Two different Web3 games, two different sets of development, and much different situations.
Yeah,
So,
and I do want to say that I'm not going to talk about any of the situations going on right now that the two of
yeah.
us know about. We will try to tread carefully with that one.
Yeah, this has got a lot of legal
Yeah, this is
legal stuff involved.
yeah.
So
So I'm
we
not
don't
gonna.
want to
Mm-mm.
step on the wrong toes.
No, so that's why this is why it's taking as long as it is. In the meantime, though, so back to Atlas Earth. Like I said,
Yep.
everything seemed to have started. So basically, you've seen it go from like the starting to where it is now. How is your feelings on Atlas Earth? So, like for example, for me, I had suspicions at first. I'm a 3 year veteran now. Now I'm not going to say I'm all in, but I definitely have a lot more positive view of Atlas Earth than I did when I started making videos on it. How about you?
Oh, definitely. I've covered enough games where I start looking at a game and I tread softly and I get into it a little bit. And then I get deeper and deeper. And everything, like I said, when I first started Atlas Earth, they had just introduced the arcade, okay? Not too long before I started. And then I started seeing this gradual evolution of product support and product upgrade. Now, I work for a software company. I'm not in software. Well, I'm technically in the R&D department, but I'm more of support for the R&D department slash IT. Okay, I'm a Salesforce admin. So with that said, I know the life cycle of software, the support of software, and the upgrade of software. And the fact that I got into this game and I saw a game that wasn't stagnant. Okay. And first of all, I want to take a minute here and say I am not being paid by the Atlas Earth, Atlas Reality Company. Okay. But I saw a game that was not sitting stagnant. They were looking at the game, they were trying to find new ways to make money as a company and new things they could give their players to do in the game to progress their game. Now, a lot of this stuff is handled by third parties. I talk about this a lot in my videos, but it fits together into their back end, right? So I saw this picture. I'm like, yeah, they're not sitting still. I've seen so many games where the game was put out and then it just left to stagnate, right? And there was no support, there's no advancement of the game, and that was the complete opposite, and that's what really drew me into the game. So,
How often do you get people commenting that Atlas Earth is a scam? Atlas Earth doesn't make them any money and stuff like that. How often do you get
early
that?
on, I did get those sprinkled into my comments on my videos, but I took them head on, and I've done a few videos, and a lot of people may think, oh, it's just clickbait, but that was stuff that people say.
Yeah.
And I take a broad approach to comments on my videos, and I don't really block or hide comments unless they're just outrageous and make unfounded, untrue kind of statements. With that said, I've had those a few, but they've petered out. Those were kind of towards this time last year, that kind of time frame, as the games went on. And I still have people once in a while will do that on videos. But these are the people that, first of all, they don't even watch your video before they comment on it, and they haven't played the game to even make an educated statement on it. So,
Well, I will say I think I've started seeing some of these comments pick up, and there's one commenter in particular, I'm not going to name him, who does have some substantial comments of some substance against Atlas Earth, and he does put up a few good points, and I try to address them where I can. Most of them though are just like, oh, I made 57 cents in 2 months and I spent $1,000, and I'm like, have you seen a guide?
because they don't play the game.
Yeah, have you not seen like one of our two guides? Have you not seen Tasty Wallet's guides?
Yeah.
Like this is one of those games that and it's not it's not very okay. It's more intuitive than most Web3 games that I have played. It is still not like 100% intuitive, so I understand if they don't quite know. But you would think that they'd at least go see a guide first before they try to do something like this and try to make that. And it's really like you can first off, as far as like the whole couple $1,000 spending money on that, I'm very much against spending money on Atlas Earth. I am very much
so am I.
Yeah, I am very much like, if you are to spend money, subscription only. They have two subscription memberships. I can't talk today. Bronze, what is wrong with me?
I mean, my thoughts on this is I'm not against spend your money however you want to. But as far as my viewpoint on playing the game is spend your money methodically. And by that I mean I don't buy parcels outright. You asked me in the kind of broad topic of this video is my first year in Atlas Earth. What have I spent on Atlas Earth? Okay. I've earned a lot of Atlas bucks off of the AMP stores, buying lunch, but you didn't want to include that. Okay. Yes. I understand that. I have been a member of the monthly challenge ever since November. So November is $15. Every other month has been $10. So it's like $65 or something like that. And then I've converted about $35 from rent to Atlas bucks.
Okay.
For challenges.
All right.
That's what I've spent on the game. Now, I address this in a different video.
Oh,
there's other things you can. There's other things you can spend on the game. Yeah. Your time, tons of time.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. No, you weren't part of the Explorer Club though.
Nope, I have not joined the Explorer Club.
Oh wow, you know what, for anyone who is looking at starting out, so this is why I brought Bronzedrag0n here, is because I wanted you guys to see where you are, where you put enough time into the game, you put enough effort to the game, where you are at. Bronzedrag0n's got to be making have you checked Atlas Earth Calculator to see how much you're making a month?
I'm making just about $1.08 a day on average.
Is that okay? Is that $1.08 a day at profit? So that's like after your challenge, or is it just?
Well, that's before.
Okay,
that's
before. Okay, before.
Yeah.
So $1.08. So
yeah, I did the math. I'm keeping the way I work is I take what I earn in rent out of the game, keeping a small cushion of rent in the game for conversions for the challenge ladder. The rest goes into my PayPal savings. And then at the end of the month, I take $10 out of my savings and put it back into my regular savings account to indicate the $10 charge for that ladder. So my PayPal savings is my kind of running accurate profit, if you will.
So that means that if I did this correctly and I put the calculation in my head, you should be in the green in this game.
Oh, I'm very far in the green.
Yeah, you got to be at least, I would say, like at least 100 plus in the green at this point, all time.
I'm pulling it up right now. Yeah, it's over 100.
Yeah, it's got to be 100. Now. I'm 490 something in the red, but I bought the annual Explorer Club membership for 550, so I should be in the green within some time. I'm making 80 a month right now myself, so waiting on
So
Bronzedrag0n. Yeah.
my PayPal savings is $188.68. So
All
and
right.
it's earning 4% APY. So
Wait, yours is making 4%. I got to get on to
yeah,
PayPal. See, I'm doing
yeah, yeah.
Ally's only 3.7. And I also have a Discover CD that's making me 5.1 right now, but I made that call like right before interest rates started dropping. But no, okay, so no, I'm currently 490 in the red, but that's been partially because of the Explorer Club. So I think I might be making profit a little more than you, but I'm spending a lot more on the side with the Explorer Club. I have
Yeah.
focused on. I think I've only done a couple of the challenges so far. I kind of stay away from it because we don't purchase very much, but it is looking like it's only going to be a matter of time before that starts becoming a monthly thing for us. So I have considered getting the 109.99 annual challenge
Yeah.
pass.
I haven't bid off on the yearly pass yet.
I haven't yet either. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do it like in February, so I'm side by side with the Atlas Earth annual, the Explorer Club annual,
Yeah.
or if I should do it on the half year, so I do like August.
So you get hit with both of them at the same time.
I mean, I wouldn't, I wouldn't mind it, but it's like I don't want to just like lose one and then the other. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's been
Yeah.
like if I'm going to quit the game, if I want to quit the game or just completely go off grid, I just want to get rid of both.
Yeah.
Challenge Pass or Explorer Club, which one do you think is better for the casual average player for Atlas Earth?
Definitely the challenge pass.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is.
If there's a big if there or a big but. If you feel that you can complete the pass at least 3/4, at least 75% of the pass. If you can complete it fully, that's even better value. But I've done an episode and I've done the numbers before, and I think the value by the $10 subscription and completing the pass, there's even a higher value to that than the Explorer Club
I have not done
if you
the
can complete it.
I haven't done the annual I haven't done the annual challenge pass, but I did do the monthly Explorer Club
Mhm.
side by side with the monthly subscription, and I think it is the 11th level. So you go down to what is the 11th level? Let me check. Uh and my Atlas Earth, one of the things the commenter said about Atlas Earth is that the game can be a little glitchy at times. Yeah, it's doing that right
That
now.
is true. I had the update last month. They did something with the login to make the login more secure, or something or other,
Yeah.
and that affected me launching for some reason my game on my home network, on a Verizon network. It doesn't happen anywhere else when I'm outside my home, but on my network, I have to kill the app and relaunch about 6 times when
Yep.
I'm launching it from scratch just to get it to open.
750 points. If you get at least 750 points, it is worth
Yeah.
it over Explorer Club. That's if you do the challenge. If you do the challenge, was it with the 9.99? 14.99 would have to be, what's the one right before 1500? 1300 points.
Yeah.
So
That's logical. Yeah, sounds
yeah.
right.
Yeah, so if you can get at least 1,300 points, it's worth it no matter what. If you can get at least 750 points, it's the doing it before the month begins is the better deal. And it's not too hard to get 750 points.
No, I mean, one of the things I like about the challenge ladder is they designed it so that there's not just one way to complete it. There's several different ways to complete it. So there's even a way you can complete it. A lot of people who are free to play complete it on a monthly basis. Without doing like amp missions and stuff like that.
Yeah, although I do like Ant missions. Look, you're not going to deny me my trips to Annie Ann's. I love those
Yeah,
pretzels.
I have no problem with amp missions. Everybody has to just understand that this game, the premise is that everything is run by advertising. You know, I have no problem with that. In fact, I love giving myself an excuse to splurge once a week and go get myself a yogurt for lunch. You know, so.
Oh, do you have you ever been to, is there I don't know if there's location up there. I think there might be where you are, but is there a place you know of called Jet's Pizza?
No, not familiar.
Cuz I've seen them with okay, so I was going to say like I love that place and I saw them for like a short time on the Atlas Bucks thing and I just started going there a lot. But now I go to Salad Works instead
Yeah.
if I'm
Oh
in
yeah,
Huntersville.
I abuse Salad Works and Fruitables. Fruitables where I go for lunch, and Salad Works for dinner, maybe once a week. Maybe Salad Works every other week. I know I get Fruitables once a week, um, but because they're 4 to 1.
Yeah. The in Salad Works, my favorite is the turkey, cheese, and bacon panini.
Yeah,
And
yeah. You,
whenever,
you told me that one time. I had that. It was pretty good.
oh, it's yeah, isn't it? It's I'm
Yeah,
telling
yeah,
people like it's a better to me. It's a better sandwich than anything that if I walked across the street, I go to Firehouse Subs. Anything that Firehouse
yeah.
Subs are getting.
Yeah, I've had Firehouse a few times and not really a fan. But Salad Works, I haven't really had anything bad from there. I switch things up every once in a while just to have something new.
My wife tried a salad, and this is funny with Salad Works, and this is just a tip for those of you because this is actually a game tip because y'all are using Salad Works to get Atlas bucks. Don't get the salads. My wife got a salad. She did not like it, and I was like, "Get the sandwiches
Mm.
there. The sandwiches there are 100 times better than the salads."
I like them both. And while we're talking about game tips, use the Salad Works app and also get Salad Works points, and you can refund those for money off of your next order.
Yeah, it would. Well,
Sounds like a Salad Works commercial.
sounds like a Salad Works commercial. Yeah, I was gonna say the only thing is that the nearest Salad Works for me is in Huntersville, which is a good 25 miles away. I literally can only
Oh,
I
yeah.
literally can only go there. I literally can only go there if my wife is doing something down there, or
Yeah.
if I'm getting my medication because I do get my Remicade over in Huntersville still because I
Yeah.
used to live in
Well,
Huntersville.
I'm
So
lucky enough to have one right around the corner from where I live and also right around the corner from where I work. So,
lucky. Another fun tip there: just move to a place with a bunch of Atlas Earth sponsored locations.
yeah, I'm looking. Speaking of that, I'm really looking forward to, and everybody's biting, chomping at the bits to find out what these new locations that are going to be released this year are.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I should do a video on it. I should do a video on this. Find these locations and go
I'm just
elsewhere.
looking for some hard facts, and you know, Manning, he's not going to give out any hard facts until he's definitely ready to release it.
Okay, what are you hoping for?
Well, he specifically mentioned grocery stores and gas stations. I would love a giant grocery store, and I would also love a Wawa gas station.
I would like Quick Trip or Sheets. So,
Yeah,
okay, I actually live like right on the border of where Quick Trip and Sheets have their agreement.
yeah,
So in Kannapolis is a Quick Trip town, but you go north to Salisbury, it's a Sheets town, and then it's Sheets all the way up north from
yeah,
there. So Quick
yeah.
Trip or Sheets, and I'm hoping for Popeyes. As far as grocery stores, Aldi, Food Lion, but I'm not too hopeful that there's going to be too many grocery stores because we had another app that kind of tried this with grocery stores called Upside,
Yeah,
and there aren't that many grocery stores in Upside's entries basically because
yeah,
it's very difficult. Profit margins are very low in the
yep.
grocery store market, so that's why, like, don't expect too much in the form of grocery stores. But if I'm thinking gas stations, I'm going to bet it will be. I'm going to bet it's probably going to follow what Upside's doing. I'm going to go with like Circle K in some areas, BP in almost every area, Shell in almost every area. Um, those three, I'm making a
Yeah.
bet on. But I'm hoping for Sheets and Quick Trip. I want to.
Yeah, well, you're familiar with these other apps, and that's a sound logical guess.
Yeah, I'm just taking. I'm just taking a
And
guess.
of
Shot in
course,
the
I
dark.
have none of those in my area.
Oh, you don't have a Sheets?
No, we're Wawa out here.
Oh.
Now you go west in Pennsylvania over towards Pittsburgh, you start picking up the Sheets. I like
Oh,
Sheets.
okay. Okay.
In
No.
fact, I don't know. It'd be a side by side comparison. Sheets are pretty good, but Wawas are too. So
Have you been to Sheets since they changed their pizza recipe?
no, I'm not really familiar with it. Once in a while, we stop over there on the way over to Pittsburgh
You
for my
got
family,
you
but
have got
or
to
my
try.
wife's family.
You got to try their flatbread pizzas, man. Oh my goodness. Oh, they have changed it. I mean, their Sheets pizzas taste a lot like school lunch pizzas to me and my wife.
This episode's turning into a restaurant themed
This
episode.
is yeah, but seriously though, you gotta try out the new
Yeah.
flatbreads. Like they are so good. No, honestly, I gotta introduce you to some of these apps too sometime. But yeah, what?
Yeah, I see him advertised. It's just I'm kind of at a critical density of games and apps that I'm playing because I have to, produce content and then also try to relax a little bit and then keep everything moving. And I've got so many things I'm covering that yeah,
Well,
that's why I'm not covering.
Well, I got a video. Well, I got a video for you actually that I just recently published on the Beer Money Starter Pack. These are apps that you don't have to worry about ever, like even looking at, and you can still make money off of it almost passively. So,
yeah,
yeah. But
sounds
I've mentioned
good.
a couple of them already, Upside and Cashwalk. So, yeah. But we're over the 30-minute mark. Any final words with Atlas Earth? Atlas Earth related or food related? I don't care.
Well, for one, if you want to know more about my feelings of my 1 year wrap up, check out my channel. I've got a 1 year wrap up video out. But I'll say this, that if I didn't like the game, I would not still be playing. And I play on a daily basis. Plus, I produce content, which is several hours a week. You know how that goes.
Oh yeah.
So it's it's a big part of my life. So if I thought it was a scam, first of all, I wouldn't be advising people to play it, and second of all, I wouldn't be playing it, right? If I wasn't having fun with the game, I wouldn't be playing it because I've got so much else going on in my life, right? So I've had fun with the game. It's a game that definitely changes as you level up and get more parcels because the way you look at the game and approach it definitely changes in a strategy method. People say, well, it's not really a game. It's that kind of content. And I would challenge you. I say, the gamification part to me is the strategy, coming up with a good strategy on how and where to spend your Atlas bucks. There's so many ways now to earn the Atlas bucks. The real strategy is, hey, where are you going to take over as mayor? Are you going to stand up to the competition when people try to take that mayor from you? And so forth. So I guess my final word is I'll still be playing. We can come back and do this again next year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Go check out that 1 year wrap up summary video on the description below. I am grabbing that. And you will see him again next month alongside, tentatively, AJ and Midblade for the big Web3 discussion that we're going to have. It'll be next month, June. Close. It'll be a little more than a month from now. So, with that, don't forget to like this video. Make your comments on it on just how goofy I've been on this. I mean, other than the hat. Oh, by the way, new hat. It says the blue stripes instead of the black one as well. And don't forget to subscribe to Beer Money Engine and Bronzedrag0n Gaming. We're going to be doing a lot more videos like this, and Bronzedrag0n is going to be around the round tables and the discussions a lot more going forward. Don't worry about that, everyone. So, with that, I will see you all next time, everyone. Bye.